The hype around Thor Love and Thunder is real, and it got even spicier with the heat this new teaser is bringing in. The movie will be released in July, and Marvel's going all out on the promo here. We're getting Thor back in all his thunderous glory, and a lot of old favorites are coming together in this new teaser they just dropped. Stick around to find out more about this awesome new teaser and more Marvel talk. First up, new and old characters. You can't deny that we all missed old Thor. Of course, we loved him in Endgame even when he was going through a rough patch. Poor guy couldn't catch a break. But hey, it looks like he's back in the game, and his story's far from over. Thor, Love and Thunder is bringing back the Asgardian god in all his glory. Female Thor is back too, with Natalie Portman reprising her role as Jane Foster. Plus, it's directed by Taika Waititi, so it's definitely going to be the coolest comeback. What's even crazier is that the teaser dropped some never-before-seen footage from the film. Our very own Guardians of the Galaxy seem to be a big part of the movie this time. Aside from Thor gaining back his strength and motivation, it looks like he's got old friends by his side, and it's all action-packed and full of adventure. That's right, folks. The teaser shows us tidbits of all the action we're gonna see. Rocket Raccoon is back with his witty one-liners here. Thank you, Taika. The Guardians seem to be in the middle of a battle, lasers and all, when he complains about something we can all relate to. He thought Thor was taking the gang on a relaxing holiday, but it sure doesn't look like one. Peter Quill's in there too, with the typical eye roll we all know and love. Even Drax is hiding behind a rock, trying to stay alive. Not only that, but we get a really cool peek at the movie's villain, Gore the God Butcher. That's a terrifying title, and a terrifying face to match too. He's played by Christian Bale, who is completely unrecognizable here. Props to the makeup and special effects department, they really went hard on this one. Next we have the superhero landing. Come on, it's not a Marvel movie without the iconic superhero landing, and it's not a Thor movie if the hammer doesn't come down with it. Jane Foster gets her very own landing with Mjolnir, the one and only Thor hammer. Lightning shoots out of it and into the ground, and it's spectacular. Thor himself doesn't get a landing in the teaser, which leads fans to wonder about how big Jane Foster's role is. She is, after all, as strong as Thor, maybe even stronger, who knows? It must have taken a real threat for her to make a comeback now, and by the looks of Gore, he really is a big deal. Aside from all the happy superhero reunions we're gonna see, we can also anticipate something darker and scarier. Looks like Gore's got the power of lightning on his side too. It's there for just a second, but focus closely and you'll see Gore almost annihilating an entire planet in just one landing. The villain gets a landing too, guys. Taika Waititi is known for switching things up in all his movies. A Marvel joint is no exception whatsoever. Just think back to Ragnarok. It was totally different from the first two Thor movies and possibly any Marvel movie ever. It's got that classic Waititi humor, comedy, and heartwarming punch. This new teaser's no different, and we can't wait to see what he does with all the action he's promised. Now for Valkyrie, Jane, and the flick. The hammer is not the only thing coming down here. We can expect some drama too. Jane Foster's comeback doesn't go unnoticed, that's for sure, and they definitely talk about it now that things got heated between Thor and Valkyrie in the previous films. For an ex to make an appearance, that's gotta change things up. Valkyrie and Jane seem to be on good terms though. Fans are just dying to see the chemistry between these two, maybe even more than the OG Thor Jane. They clink weapons together, making heavy eye contact. Jane's hammer and Valkyrie's sword connect, and it gives us hope that they'll connect as a pair too. From the first trailer, we already see them kicking it off at Zeus's palace. Throw Korg into the mix and you get a wacky group of superheroes. What's more fun than that? Oh, and we gotta talk about the flick. Yes, that scene, when Zeus accidentally flicks too hard to reveal Thor's disguise and sends all of his clothes flying. That's a first for Marvel, revealing that much skin. That too, on the hunkiest superhero out there. They did censor his backside though, but it was pretty wild all the same. The teaser cleverly cuts it with Thor saying, "Okay, we should go now. Don't know about you, but we're pretty excited to see more of his adventures with Zeus." This teaser's getting everyone hyped up for sure. It shows much more action than the trailer, and it feels like we're gearing up for something major here. How this all fits into the fourth phase of the MCU, the Guardians, and Thor, Jane Foster's comeback, there's so much to look forward to. Thankfully, we just have to wait a little bit longer. The movie will be released on July 8th, so we're all strapped up and ready. Next, in other Marvel news, Christian Bale talks about his Marvel debut. The Hollywood legend finally dished on his character Gore in Thor Love and Thunder. We were all super surprised at how unrecognizable he looks as Gore in the trailers, and we just gotta know more about his character. In an interview, Bale says that the villain was mostly based on Taika Waititi's thoughts as a director. Gore's got a slight Nosferatu attitude in this one. Sure, Gore looks scarier than what's hiding under the bed, but when Bale started researching the character for his role, he found that the villain actually wears a G-string, like all the time. He only has like a few outfits. Bale thought he wouldn't be the right pick for this one, but Waititi persuaded him. We won't be seeing a naked villain chasing Thor around in this movie, that's for sure. He even spilled a behind-the-scenes secret that most fans don't know. According to Bale, Gore stares into the distance a lot. He revealed that he'd constantly be staring at the music video for Aphex Twin's song Come to Daddy. He isn't sure if that'll be included in the movie, but it is a Taika Waititi film. There's a chance it could be, considering how he loves to shed a wacky light on the villains in his movies. And now, the Marvel director reveals his love for Bollywood. Ever since the release of Ms. Marvel, South Asian media's been getting a lot of much-needed exposure. Marvel fans all over the world and Indian fans got a special treat when Joe Russo, the director of Endgame, flew in for a visit. He received a warm welcome from his fans in India and sat down to talk more about Bollywood and the film industry. He spilled about his love for famous actors like Salman Khan and Shah Rukh Khan, who are household names in India and Pakistan. Russo even said that he's always tried to watch global cinema, but never gets the time to do so at home. Most of his watch list is covered while he's traveling. Imagine seeing a Marvel director on your flight watching a Bollywood movie. He also said that Ultron was actually influenced by a famous Bollywood movie. Rajinikanth is a renowned director from India who made the 2010 movie called Robot, and that's where Joe Russo got his inspiration for Ultron from. He even said that he wants Rajinikanth to play Iron Man and Salman Khan as Hulk someday. Well, we've got our fingers crossed for that to happen. Finally, Ms. Marvel nods at Shang-Chi. Of course, the newest TV show Ms. Marvel is full of Marvel lore and history. Kamala's a huge fan of the franchise. In the third episode, we spotted a surprising nod towards the 2021 movie Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. If you look really close at the intro, you can see Najma and the crew in the middle of some ancient Chinese symbols. They're on the hunt for the mystical bangle all the way back in 1942, when the British still occupied India. The runes they were standing on are actually the ones in Shang-Chi, the Legend of the Ten Rings. This just proves how far the Empire's rule went back, all over the world. This symbol's been used before too. You can spot them in the Iron Man movies, and it all comes together in the movie where we find out more about the Ten Rings. The way Marvel connects all their characters together with such subtle details is amazing to see. To imagine the Ten Rings ruling India way before Ms. Marvel was even born is just mind-boggling, and it might have a bigger role later in the series. That's all for today's video. What do you think of the latest teaser for the Thor Love and Thunder movie? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next video.